Can you hear me?
Yep.
I think I need another earphone because I'm hearing this tapping noise in my ear. Are you hearing that?
No.
Okay. We're not recording on. Oh,
We definitely are.
hey, girl. Hey,
Hey, boo.
how are you?
I have a migraine, but I'm okay. How are
Oh
you?
no, I'm doing good. No complaints. No complaints. I'm feeling a lot better than I did about a week ago.
Child, last week we were both out of it.
Look, we was both out the count, out for the count. Like
Yes.
for real, for real. What you
I
get
didn't
into
even go
this?
to my support group last week. I was sick. I just was like, I don't got it.
Look, it was one point that I was laying on the couch with full body aches. And like I just didn't have the energy for life. Like my son was like tapping me and climbing on me, and I just laid there like a bump on a log, like do whatever you may, because I can't move. Like
I'm so mad that I went all winter with no cold, and then in April I get sick. Like, how trash is that?
that's crazy as hell. Though I seen something yesterday where like it's April, mid-April, and Chicago got like the most snow yesterday. Like who
Yeah.
has time for that?
I will never live anywhere north of DC.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
it's just
saying. Like I can't move like way up north. Like it's too much. Like the snow, like we got like little bitch snow down here compared to what the fuck they be getting. And who has time for that?
now that I said the cat.
I don't have no parts. No parts to anyone that.
How was your weekend?
It was fun, fun, fun. I went to the Henny and Wings bar crawl in DC.
I saw.
And that was super lit. I got nice and drunk with Duncan and everybody and the fellas and the hubby, and that was a good time. And then of course, like we left. Well, not of course, but we left, and our promoter friend,
We have a promoter friend.
Ozios.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so was throwing another party. So we left the bar crawl and went to that party, and we stayed for a little bit. Like it was a nice little vibe, and we was chilling. And they had like
It
a
was the
rooftop
R&B
joint.
joint, right?
Yep, yep, yep. And it was like a
Yeah.
rooftop joint, and that was real cool. But then we ended up leaving because I mean, old people, and yeah, so it's
Sleep.
like right. I was like, no kids. It sounded like a sleepy time to dip out. But yeah, it was cool.
The
And then the
great
weekend before
thing.
that,
Oh, what happened? Oh, that was.
the weekend
I'm
before
so
this,
slow.
I got to turn up with you.
I was like, what happened that weekend? And I was there whole time.
You was definitely there. What was you about to say?
I was gonna say the great thing about bar crawls is that they start at like 3,
Mm-hmm.
so they end around like 9. You have the choice to be old like me and just go home and go to bed,
Right, like you know
or
what? Let me go ahead and scurry
keep
home.
turning up like dice. I'm not about that life.
But I don't always, if we go too hard on them bar crawls, I'll be the first one to be like, let's get this and pizza and take our ass home.
And home and pizza and
and
home.
home, right? In that order. Because look, we definitely did and pizza. Even though I actually didn't get an and pizza because I had got wings because it was like wing and henny. But I got the wings, and so I was actually good. But then my husband got a pizza, but the person ahead of him, I guess they had messed up the pizza and then they left because they was drunk and angry. So they gave him a free pizza. So who's turning down free and pizza? Even though I was full, it was some gluttonous shit.
I've never
But
had and pizza.
it's lit.
Oh.
It's like basically, it's crazy. I call everything the Subway of blank, but it's like the Subway of pizza. Like
I've heard of it. I just never had it. I don't even know if they have one down here.
well, look, the spring is early. We early in this warm weather.
I'm not fucking with y'all this summer. Let me tell y'all.
Oh, okay. So, listeners, I'm sure you guys don't even believe that shit. Because look,
All right.
you
Listeners, y'all
fucking with
gonna
us.
see. I'm not. I got
Lots of life to live and turn up.
next weekend we have Coffee's wedding.
That's not next weekend.
No, I'm saying next week. Next weekend I'm coming up there.
Yeah, that's I'm like that ain't next weekend. Girl, don't scare me. I got things to do.
Well, whatever weekend that is,
Mm-hmm.
there's that.
And that will
Then
be turning up.
then there's Coffee's wedding. And
And we
then
skipping from next weekend all the way to then.
yes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm not gonna see you. All right, I want to just have a make a trip because by then the season will be over. So I'll just bring the turn up to you because I don't have time for you to be faking like you not ready to turn up.
I don't understand. That's only like I'm coming up there the last week of April. Then in May, I have my best friend's wedding to go to.
But you didn't say May. You said Duncan.
Right. And
You
so
skipped all the way to June.
right, because May is booked.
May is booked. That's not like one event. Like so, the whole month is booked for one
Yes,
event.
2 weekends I'm gonna be on mom duties, and then one weekend will be best friend's wedding
So that
duties.
other weekend is reserved for me.
Negatory. That weekend is reserved for rest.
I can't stand you. But what did you do this weekend? How about that?
This weekend and I basically spent a whole lot of money on my ungrateful ass motherfucking 11-year-old.
Oh, Jesus.
And I have changed my mind. I don't want any more kids. So
No.
there's that. No, I don't want any more. No, thank you.
You, oh, I'm see. Now you're going to have to give me her number because she done made you change your whole damn mind. You was just excited a week ago.
I was so like, oh my goodness, we're going to have a baby. But see.
But they're not going to be the same. Look at my two children.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm good aloneness. I can't do it. I don't want any more children. My daughter is spending some time with her father during her spring break, and amen. Like hallelujah. Like love, 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 love her to life and back. But Jesus Christ, I was gonna punch her in her fucking chest like at least once every day.
Every
From like,
day?
yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Because we are planning 2 trips. We are trying to get out of debt. Mm-hmm. So our money is tight because of these things. Right. But I took off 2 days, earlier this week so that we could do things for her spring break. We did things over the weekend. Mm-hmm. But I just asked for very simple things. Very simple things. Make up your bed, clean your room, clean your bathroom. You have to get good grades in school. And like, don't be sneaking and doing stuff you don't have no business doing, like downloading social media and stuff like that. Right. And it's just
all the stuff you say don't do. She and this bitch.
I mean, I don't know. And she makes me feel crazy. Like, well, it's not that big of a deal. Well, it is a big deal if like every day I'm telling you something like, Mara, if you're going to cook eggs, you cannot just put the pan with the egg crap all in it in the dishwasher. You have to wash that out. Well, I tried. That should be good enough. But bitch, it's not. Because that's not how that works.
Right.
Well, what is the dishwasher for? So you don't have to wash all the motherfucking dish. Child, I'm getting mad just talking about it.
It's that age, bro. Like everything got a smart response back to it, and I'm not looking forward to that age.
We go to Busch Gardens. We get lunch. You know how it is at amusement parks. Everything is expensive. So
it's like triple.
Right. So a Powerade is like $5. So we're sitting there. We eat our lunch. And she throws everything away, including the Powerade, even though she only took like 2 sips from it. And I was like, Amara, why would you throw away your... Mm-hmm. I mean, because what was I going to do? It doesn't fit in my bag. Like, I was like, so...
What about your hand?
God gave you 2 of those, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, Mama. It's like $5. First of
Ooh.
all,
Well, then run me my money.
motherfucker,
I would have been like, well, then run me my money.
you don't have no money to be telling me that it's just $5. And we just had this conversation about, hey, we're not rich.
Let's
We're
not be
actually
wasteful.
on a budget, and you still get everything that you want plus some, and you don't even do the things that we ask you to do. So maybe you should be a little less mouthy, and a little bit more grateful and mindful.
Right.
You just throwing away $5 Powerades. What
Right.
the fuck is going on here? And she don't get it. She's just like, you're just getting mad over a juice, and it's not that serious. I told her today she can get the fuck out of my house.
Oh no. Babe.
I have to be respected. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So
Oh my goodness. Ooh. Well, I will be keeping Mara in prayer.
yeah.
I will keep your patience uplifted in prayer as well.
Mm.
Oh Lord Jesus. I'ma just keep my little 6 about to be 7-year-old issues over here because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking forward to them double digit problems.
Mm-hmm. The problem is she got her some boobs, and now she thinks, and she's my goddamn height. So now she thinks we friends, and I'm not her motherfucking friend, and I will fuck her up. I need the listeners to understand. And she, you know what it is too. She be making me feel like a punk ass bitch,
Oh, why you say
like
that?
because she be talking to me like I won't punch her in her chest.
That's because you haven't done it. So with kids, it's like, yeah, they don't believe it till they see it. Which I'm not advocating you punching her in your chest, so please don't take that as the green light.
Nah, after
I'm just saying,
all
it's like they just like, yeah, like mom be rapping
on
or
mothers,
whatever.
she's getting that. It's happening because I feel like she's looking at me like, bitch, you're not gonna do nothing. You just gonna run your mouth. Let me just let this bitch talk. Oh, she's complaining again. Whatever. I'm still not gonna make up my bed. And I feel like if I just cave her shit in one good time,
Dog, the
Jesus.
look on her face is gonna be crazy. My daughter does that when she thinks that she's too old to get her butt whooped, and then I just snap and end up doing it, and the look of horror on her face, like, oh, this bitch still got it. Yes, this ain't reserved for the 2-year-old, honey. It's actually worse for you because you older, so you gonna get this work.
I'm not having no more kids. There's
Oh
that.
no, my goodness. But hey,
Anywho,
listeners.
right. 15 minutes later.
Right. How y'all
Sorry,
doing?
y'all.
But that was our weekend. We are on episode Trey 33.
Yes.
And this week we're gonna be talking about Scrubs. It's like no. We're gonna be talking about no, I'm joking. we
I was like, are we?
I'm joking.
I didn't need no notes for that one.
Right off the top of the dome. We are gonna be talking about leaving the nest. When is it time to get the fuck out of your parents' house, pretty much? We know 18 is the legal age, so we don't want like, oh yeah, 18. But we just want to know when are you ready? When is the time to be ready to get the fuck about your parents' house?
Black
I
people think it's 18. Black people think it's the day you graduate high
look
school.
on mothers. Ain't you just say on mothers? On mothers. They really be like, you gotta get the fuck up out of here and take all your shit with you. So I don't know where the fuck you going, but you getting up out of here.
Not shit. They don't always even let you take your shit. They be like, nah,
Oh
we'll keep this
yeah.
furniture for the guest room. Your shit be a guest room quick.
Right, like, nah, we need that bed. So you can go ahead. You can go to rent a center and get
Fuck up your credit at
get you a
18
bed
in a
for
day.
$20 a week for 5 years. Be like, God damn, this bed lumpy as shit, and I'm still paying for this motherfucker. Ain't that some shit?
20,000 for a twin, for a fool.
Right. Like, what the
Fuck
fuck? Credit be on E. You wondering why? It's because of that twin bed.
Jesus.
But I know, I feel like culture and the day and time the times have changed. So I know back when we were younger, our parents was like, look, pretty much like you said, after graduation, you're gonna have to do something to get the fuck up out of this house. Either you're gonna be working, you're gonna go in the military, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna do something, but you're not gonna be sitting around this motherfucker chilling. But kids was trying to, Some, because I was ready to get the fuck out of my parents' house, so it was like a mutual feeling. But most of them be trying to stay. But these days, honey, it seems like parents are more coddling to their children, and
Is it coddling or is it just fucking expensive to live on your fucking own?
it really is. It honestly and truly is. But I feel like sometimes, and like I said, it depends on the gender, because I feel like all non-black nationalities do not mind your children staying until whenever you gather yourself and get your fucking self together, which I personally feel like is the smart thing. I
For
feel
sure.
like sometimes we as a culture are so quick to kick our kids out on the curb that
Mm,
they haven't even, I mean, like, realistically, think about it. It's hard to think about them, but like as an adult and reflecting back, the maturity level and thinking about what the fuck I wanted to do and what I wanted to be doing at my senior year of high school, and then having to implement it by the time graduation comes, it's just like, what the fuck? Some parents might be nice and give you the sum, like, all right, you got to the fall to figure it the fuck out. But it's like at that maturity level and that little bit of time, because in high school, I mean, unless you like are really, really structured and just have that sort of, you know, surrounding and that good school and that kind of family or whatever, that's like really like trying to plan out your future, you don't know what the fuck you want to do. You're like, okay, yeah, all right, well, I want to major in business, but like, what do you want to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is your
right.
plan? Not only what do you want to do, what are the steps that you have in your mind that you're going to implement this? And at that age, we're not doing that, because I feel like I, to a certain extent, was like, kind of, I had my head on straight and I had a plan, but a lot of people of my peers didn't. It was just like graduation and, all right, we about to figure this shit out. It was some people that didn't even start thinking about college until their senior year. And I was just like, what the entire fuck? Y'all niggas are behind the ball. Cause look, you supposed to be pretty much starting to get your damn acceptance letters your senior year. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
But I think we as a culture tend to want to push kids out too soon. And you also got to know your kids, because there's some kids that are mature enough that, all right, you need to get the fuck out and experience the real world, and I think this will be a great time for you to go ahead and explore and see what you want to do. But then there's other immature motherfuckers that you just like, I don't know, you need to stay in this motherfucking nest a little bit longer because you about to be out this motherfucker fucking up your credit, and we don't know what the fuck you gonna get into. So
So how old is too for your children? How old is too old for them to still be in your house?
so I do not have a hard age, but somewhere in the 20s, early 20s. But I feel like it also depends on what you're doing. So if you are just sitting on my fucking couch at 19 and 20 and you're not doing anything, you need to get the fuck out. And that's daughter or son. Because I know sometimes it differs from if it's a son or a daughter. But to me, if you're not productively trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to do in this world, whether it's to go to school or find a job or working towards a certain career, whatever it is that you want your future to be, if you're just bullshitting and being like a lot of the people that I see on my Instagram, just like you have a job, but all your money is going to your wardrobe and traveling, but you're just like, you don't have any bills because you're living with your parents. That was shade. But yeah, you got to get the fuck out of my house. Like, it's not happening. So I would say early 20s. But if I feel like, like kind of like me. So right after high school, I went away to college. But after college, I came back because, I mean, where the fuck else I'm going to go? Like, I
How
can't
long
live on
did you stay?
until I got married. So, because I was working, but my situation, like, I had my scholarship and then I had to pay back the government. So like basically my whole check was going to paying back my debt. So I didn't have the money to move out. And my parents wanted the extra little coins to help go towards their bills as well. So it was like a mutual, like, no, you good. Like, you an adult, come on, contribute to a little something, something. So I was there, let me see, how many years was that? Because we left DC 2 years after I came back from college, and then we moved to Maryland. And then I was just working. And then I met my husband, and then that's when we moved out. But, not we, but I moved out. But I feel like it has to be a plan. It has to be a reason. You can't just be up in my house like being a freeloader, even though you're my kid and my blood. Like yeah, kind of like how certain people in my family were. But yeah, anyway.
So let's say one of your children, they go to college and they get a job, but it's still not enough to live. Because, and I'm thinking about the DC area specifically, like, I know how much it costs when I left in 2014. And from my understanding, that shit has just gone up and up and up and up.
It's ignorant.
So, like, I know first job when I was like 18, I was in school, but I was also working. And my first job, I made $17 an hour, and I thought I was popping because I'm like, look at me. But bitch, what is $17 an hour about to get you in DC?
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing.
Chicken wings and mumbo sauce.
And then like 2 years later, I had a baby. So, I mean, really, there was nothing that I would
money was even touching.
That's $17 an hour. $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
Like, now that I'm thinking about it. And I was really blessed because I didn't know too many people that was 18 making $17 an hour.
Right.
But like, so what if, your children, they're out of college, they graduated, but they just still don't have a job that supports them enough to be able to pay for wherever they live, their car, their insurance, their phone. Plus,
that was me. I would definitely let my kids stay for however long it took them to get on their feet. I would also help them. My parents helped me, like when it came to because they knew my situation, so they knew it wasn't me just being a freeloader and I was just bullshit. Because one, that wasn't even my style. They knew I wanted to get the fuck about. It's no way to go from freedom back to living with your parents, and that shit don't feel good. So they knew it wasn't a situation where I'm just like trying to take advantage and like just be squatting and sitting there or whatever. So like they helped me out like as much as they could. Like it's not like they was charging me like, all right, bitch, you paying 1/3 of this motherfucking rent. Like it wasn't like that. Like I gave them stuff towards bills, and even though it kind of evened out because like when I was going through my real financial hardships, they like took over like my cell phone bill, and I got on their plan. It was cheaper. That was back when T-Mobile had the little family plans, honey, and you could pay $2 and have 40 niggas on the same line, honey. It was everything. But,
so is that what you mean when you said they helped you?
Yeah, like they helped me financially because one, I wasn't having to shovel out thousands of dollars to have my own spot. So I was able to pay off certain debts to put me in a better situation in the future. And then like any small debts that I had, like I said, a cell phone, and no, I paid my own car note. I was on their insurance, so they actually helped me with my cell phone and my car insurance because I was on both of theirs. So they helped me with that, and financially it just helped me because it freed up, because I was making decent money, but like you said, it wasn't decent enough money enough to go out here and get my own apartment and then still be able to pay them bills. And so I would definitely do the same for my kids.
I just cannot relate. Like, I feel like I'm going to end up coddling my kids because I didn't get that. Like, my parents are just totally different. Okay, so when I was in school, I was still living with my dad, like in his house. And he didn't mind you still living in his house as long as you either had a job or were going to school. And I was doing both.
Right.
So, but when I got pregnant, he had told everybody, like our whole lives, if you get pregnant or you get somebody pregnant, you got to get the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
So I even told him I was pregnant. I went and I got my own place. So at that point, I was 19. I got my own place. That's when I told him I was pregnant. He was like, he already knew, whatever. This shit was hard. Like, it's shit. It's still hard,
Right.
however many years later. But so I had my own place. Mara's father, he ended up moving in with me, and but we just kept breaking up and getting back together. It was a hot ass mess. Dear God for deliverance. Anywho, so we ended up. I had asked my mom if I could come and stay with her because I was like, first of all, me and him so up and down, I can't even like depend on him because no shade if he listens, but he know what it is. Every argument that motherfucker would move out.
Oh,
So
yes.
I was just like, I don't have time for this.
Right. Like, I can't do this on my own.
Right. So the plan was to save up some money, so I could move somewhere. First of all, move somewhere better because where I was living, it wasn't the greatest. So I moved back to my mom's house, and I hadn't lived with my mom since I was like 13, 14. Jesus. So me and my daughter, we went back to my mother's house, and I had dropped out of college at this point. I saved up enough money. It took me like 6 months. I moved back out. Girl, I ended up right back at my mama's house. It was a hot mess. So, but the whole time when I was at my mom's house the second time around, she just made me feel like she didn't want me to be there. It was like a lot of passive aggressiveness that was happening. And I was just like, well, like she just couldn't understand. She's like, well, I don't, you, at that point, I probably did make, at that point, let me see, I made like 45 a year at that point. I made 45 a year. I was living out near my mom's house though, but I was still driving all the way to Maryland in the morning to drop Mara off at her daycare because the daycare there was cheaper than anything I would have gotten in my mom's house.
Right.
Then I would drive from Maryland to Alexandria. Then
to work.
Right. Then it was
that gas alone about to take up all your little check.
Not even just that. So I was in debt. And so I will say my stupid ass, I got a payday loan. The payday loan cycle is horrendous because I got like a payday loan. Then as soon as I would get paid, they would need the money back because that's what a payday loan is. So then I would have to take out another payday loan.
Oh my gosh. It's like a trap.
Yes.
They put all them joints in like black areas. Like,
oh, for sure.
They know what they doing.
And then with the loan they had the interest, so it wasn't like
you just paying what you borrowed. You paying back more.
So my mother could not understand. She's like, I don't understand why you don't have it together. I think the second time around I was there for like 7 months, but I explained the whole situation to her and everything. Like, it's the only way that I'm gonna be able to get out of this hole is to get a second job. But if I get a second job, that means I have to have somebody to watch my daughter.
Right.
And if I'm paying somebody to do it, then
that's
means
going to take all the money from that second damn job.
Right. But she was like, well, I'm not watching her because I have a life. Ooh. I was like,
well, then here I am.
Okay. And so eventually it just became so much that luckily my friend Saeed, rest in peace, let me come and stay with him. It was a horrible living situation. Horrible. It was roaches and mice. But I would rather us have lived in roaches and mice than with my mama because it was just...
That's crazy.
Because it was like, I couldn't...
It's like that was hanging over your head the whole time. You always felt like she really don't want me in this motherfucker.
Yeah, because my parents were very much just like, well, I moved out and I was able to do it. And I'm like, okay, in the 80s when y'all moved out.
Shade.
I mean, it is what it is. In the 80s, the pay wasn't too much different than what it is now, but the fucking cost of living is. Right. So why are you continuously comparing what y'all did back then to me? Right. And so like me and my father got into it because he was like, well, you could have joined the military. No, because I had my daughter. And when you have a kid, you have to get some kind of, if you have a kid and you're a woman, let me add that. You have to have some type of agreement as far as guarding. Child. Exactly. Yeah. And because her father were not at a good place then, I would never have no kind of agreement with him at that point. Right. Because I don't feel like it would have went back to the way that,
Right.
it was just a hot ass mess. So I feel like for most of my 20s, I just struggled. And not that it's my parents' fault, because I am grown and you have to do whatever when you're grown.
But
I
they
just
could
would
have
have
been a little
loved,
bit more supportive.
I'm just saying, I would have loved just, something
Yeah.
other than like, bitch, you grown. Why the
Right.
fuck don't you have this together? Why don't you have that together? Like,
It definitely was a blessing, I guess, for me, because my parents was just like, all right, bitch, come on. Like, come on.
I don't even know what that's like. Like, this is gonna be shady as shit.
No, you're good.
But my daughter's father lived with his fucking parents forever. And I used to, oh my goodness, when we were not in a good place, I used to always be like, bitch, you still live with your parents. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
But like, I was struggling like shit. And so when he finally moved out, he bought a house. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And he has a house with land. Like, he got, he has land. So
Right.
it's just like, I have another friend, same thing. He lived with his mom for a good little minute, and now he has a house. So I see the benefit
A lot of
of
other cultures do that, though. A lot of other cultures,
exactly
even if like a kid right out of high school is like, well, I don't know if I want to go to college or if I want to do this, they give them their little year, their little break
right,
year. And it's like, all right, you figure it out. You'll be here, like whatever. Maybe you can get a little job and stuff like that, whatever, whatever. And I feel like we're the only ones that's just so quick to be like, all right, get the fuck out of my house. Like, figure it out. When okay, yeah, we might have had it easier, or maybe like, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be with you, even though I had the support. I know how helpful the support is. So I don't, but I also want to make sure that I'm on like a nice little, how can I explain it? I don't want to do too much. So I don't want to be so scared that my kids are going to fall on their face and fail, that I'm doing too much and being too overprotective, where I'm babying them and
right.
coddling them and being like, no, you don't have to leave. No, stay as long as you want. Like that type of shit. But at the same time, I don't want to be like, all right, niggas, y'all gonna have to get the fuck out. And because I'm kicking them out, they're fucking up their credit. They're like, just scrambling, trying to get whatever job or do whatever that they can get, instead of like nurturing whatever career path that they're trying to go in. I just want to make sure that their lives are better than mine. And I feel like if every parent that was there, like, aim, like we would be better off to be like, all right, look, I know I'm not trying to like spoon feed everything to them, but I would just want to make sure that they got a better shot than me. I want to make sure that my kids don't come out of college with debt, so they not don't, you know what I'm saying, like don't going through what the fuck I'm going through. So it's just certain things that I'm like, all right, I just want to make sure like you guys are in a good position before like I kick you out into the real world. Like,
I feel like Black people want their like me and my friend, we talk about this all the time. Actually, like, it's like they want us to inherit the struggle. It's like,
that just gonna make you a better person.
yeah, and it's like, it definitely, I mean, you have no choice but to like sink or float, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, you're going to learn the lessons, but does it put you in the best position in the long run? Because when just debt,
That alone can fuck you up
um
for life.
for
Me.
forever, you know what I mean?
My whole life,
It
I'm gonna
was,
always owe somebody, unless I hit the lotto. So my nigga, I know.
it's just, I I don't know what it is about our culture, but I don't see any other. I know mad people and different that are different, like races, ethnicities, or whatever, and like, in certain cultures for women, for example, like you can't leave the home until you're married.
Right.
So
Yep.
I know people that my age who still live with their parents and nobody looks down. That's the other thing too. Like I
What's that?
said, with my daughter's father, whenever we would get an argument, I used to be like, bitch, you still live with your mom. Like, shut the
Right.
fuck up.
Right.
Like, our culture, like, we even look down on people.
I mean, I feel like I do but it depends. Like, if you're living with your parents because you legit like, yo, I'm trying to stack this money because I'm trying to do this, or I got a kid and I'm trying to get this house. So trust me, because I know, because I had to do this shit to stack up money to get a fucking house. So I get that. But if you're just living with your parents and you're in your 30s and all of the money that you have coming in is to fucking travel the world and to buy fucking Chanel and like get all the fucking like I what do you, I don't know, what are you doing? Like, I just, I get it. I'm hating wholeheartedly and honestly and truly, but like, I'm not going to respect it because your quote unquote like status ain't legit, because what are you paying? You're not paying
Yeah.
rent. You might be paying a couple of utilities and a car note, but like, you're not out here like the rest of us minions, like working and like really grinding. So like, okay, yeah, I mean, if I didn't fucking have a mortgage and all these utilities and subtract 2 kids, nigga, I'd be balling too. Like, I'd be in this bitch like, bitch, where we going this month? What you trying to do? Like,
On everything.
what the fuck?
People that don't have kids,
Look,
I don't know what y'all doing with y'all lives,
look.
because
If I didn't have two,
oh my
look,
God, like what?
let me tell you something. This daycare loan for this 2-year-old. Do you know what I can do with this money if you wasn't going to daycare?
I
Look,
was gonna say, and my daughter is older, so I don't even have to spend as much money as somebody that has younger children does. But even still, like,
before and after care, summer camps, like if they involved in activities, all-star cheerleader, like just all this stuff, you're just like that on top of your regular life bills. Like, come on. And Lord, look, I'm hating. Call me hating, but yes, I wish I was in a situation where I could just have someone that I can leech off of and not pay any bills and travel the world. I want to travel the world. How about that?
so with my daughter, what I plan on doing, um, my father's wife actually told me that her mother did this with her when she was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But like once she got in high school, her mom and her, they would just go shopping for like really weird stuff, like lamps. Like they would just buy lamps, and then her mom would just like put it to the side, or buy like a towel set and put it to the side, a pot and pan set and put it to the side. And um Shorty is my father's wife. She never like, she didn't really understand it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But basically her mom was buying all this stuff for her to have once she left the nest. Because you know what I mean?
She wasn't
So
living like the people on Love and Hip Hop with no furniture and shit.
right on the floor, you know how you Instagram models do.
For sure.
Um
We so shady.
so I want to do stuff like that. Like when my daughter gets in high school, I want us to just start buying like little stuff here and there, because I don't
Trying to
even
do it in
think,
one lump sum, honey.
yeah, you don't even, I remember when I moved into my first apartment, I took for granted all those little things like
Mm-hmm.
that you just have in your home growing up, like a freaking ironing board, like that kind of
Look,
stuff. I wasn't even thinking
a
about until I
toaster. I'm
needed.
like, God damn, I want
Right,
some toast. God damn it. I had to put this shit in the oven and watch it.
right. So little stuff like that. Definitely going to have a conversation about credit,
Love,
and
speak on it, honey.
because I think I said it on this show before, but like by the time my father sat down and talked to me about credit, my credit was already fucked up.
Look, I think I said the same thing. By the time I knew what the fuck credit was, my shit was on E. I was like, God damn it. Well, I worry about this shit when I get out of college. And when I got out of college,
Right.
they was like, bitch, we need it now. I was like, whoa, I ain't got a job yet. Oh, hold on, life is hitting me too fast, motherfucker.
Right.
Hey, mama, can I sleep on the couch? Can I have my old room back? Another thing that we actually started with my oldest, with my daughter, but we need to start with Caleb, is that like a college fund, or not
Yeah.
necessarily just for college, but like putting aside money so that if she does decide to go to college, look, bitch, you don't have to take out no fucking loans. You don't have to feel like your only option is to go into the military to pay for college if that's not what you want to do, but you feel like you're backed up against the wall. Like, you don't have to take out student loans, so you're not looking like your fucking parents paying student loans for their whole natural fucking life. Like,
Right.
you don't have to come out of college already in a negative. So that's something that actually her her grandmother had started, and I was like, you're so lit. But like just stuff like that, that certain things that my parents didn't do for me or didn't explain fully, I just want to make sure that I do. Like I posted this meme like last week or a couple of days ago, I think, and it was just like, instead of buying everything for your kids that you never had, how about teaching them things that you were never taught? Like that's the type of shit that I'm trying to pass down to my kids, and be like, all right, look, let me hip y'all the game on how life gonna be. Like, and I was feeling you with the whole struggle thing, how like I feel like how you feel like Black people always gotta be like, you gotta struggle so that you can feel like you'll be like, it's kind of like hazing for life. Like
Yes.
you gotta fucking go through this
Yes.
fucking hazing in order to understand life. Like I was watching the T.I. and Tiny joint, the
Yeah.
new season started, and King wants to do music and stuff, and so like he's like in the booth, and he's like always in the studio and blah blah, and his parents are like, you know, you need to focus on school. You need to focus on school. Worry about school and these grades. Like, I get it. You want to do music, keep grinding. And it was like one scene where like he literally was crying. It was like, look, I'm doing everything that I'm trying to do, and I'm working hard. And T.I. was just like, good, keep struggling, keep doing it, and keep fighting for it. And he was like, but I'm fighting now. He's like, well, then fucking keep fighting for it, pretty much. And I was just like, damn, like that guy, I get it. It's like you don't want them to feel spoiled, that like, oh, because my parents are T.I. and Tiny, like it's just a free key to the music business. So you want them to understand the importance of hard work, but at the same time, what's the point of you, speaking about T.I. and Tiny, of going through all the struggles that you went to only force your kids to go through the same struggle? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not let them be able to benefit from some of the connections and hard work that you did to afford them a better life? Granted, they are having a better life because both of them, you know, didn't grow up with money like that. So yes, they're getting better education, obviously better houses and clothes and stuff like that. I get that. But like, even like the connections, like, my nigga, you're T.I. and you're fucking Tiny. Like, if your children want to go in the music business, I'm not saying hand them a fucking deal in their lap, but like, I don't know why force them to struggle that much when you could help them avoid it, if that makes sense.
I get the point you're making, but I get where T.I. is coming from, because I did see that episode. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, as far as that situation, he already has an advantage because people know who he is. You know
But
what I'm
I feel
saying?
like
So,
people will be harder on him. Like,
yeah,
you
that's what I
better
was going to
be
say. They
lit.
will be. They will be, but he still has an advantage against someone that doesn't have those connections. You know what I'm saying? So he at least has that much. And that does mean, because he has that advantage, he has to be 10 times better than
The
I
average
got the
Joe on the
horses in the
street.
back. Like,
But I
King
feel like,
couldn't come
but
up with
is
that
T.I.
song.
even helping him? Like, because I mean, what, the nigga has a studio, because you get free
Well,
studio time at that. Like, somebody pay hundreds of dollars for studio
right.
time, and this man has a studio in the house, so that's true.
Not just that, but I know last season he was like getting D's in school. So I could
Right.
understand T.I. being like, at the end of the day, your priority is still school. And because
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So if if he was getting good grades and then they still weren't helping him with,
Then that's one
then that's
thing.
one thing. But he's not doing what the fuck he has to do. And because I'm experiencing this with my own child, I get that
And then
part.
he's like only like 13 or 14. And like, no shade, but kids change their mind like a motherfucker. Like, literally, when I was in, I want to say sixth or seventh grade, I don't know why, because I'm funny looking, but I wanted to be a model, and I'm short. So I wanted to be a model.
You're
My
not funny
parents,
looking. What the fuck?
for fucking sure I am, and
I don't
especially
have
back then
ugly
when
friends, but okay.
I didn't say ugly, bitch. I said funny
I
looking.
don't
I'm
have
definitely
funny
not
looking
ugly.
friends. But okay, carry on.
But in my mind, I was like, I want to be a model. Like, I can do this shit. They fucking spent the money for me to join this modeling school. Like, literally, like, headshots. I was going to all these fucking classes for like runway walking and all this other shit. Yeah, little tidbit about Dice that niggas probably don't know. But like, did all this shit. Had fashion show. I had a couple family members that came out to see my fashion show when you graduate and stuff. And like, after a while, I was like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Straight like that. Like, I don't want to do this no more. And luckily, I feel like my dad is such a so my dad is a jack of all trades. Like this motherfucker has done everything. Like anything in the world you can think of, like he's done it. He went to the military. He went to college a little bit. He sold cars. He was a truck driver. He did home improvements. Like my dad literally did some of everything. So I feel like he was more of the well, fuck it, get your feet wet. Figure out what the fuck you want to do. Then do this X, Y, and Z. So he was a little bit more supportive. But my mom was like hella annoyed, like, but we just pay all this fucking money and went through the past year.
I'm your
And then
mom.
she's just like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, what the fuck?
I'm your
So,
mom.
yeah, like, but you need to make your mind and stick up with that shit. But at that age, it's like, in our mind, we feel like we want to do something. And then, like, after you kind of go through, it's just like, yeah, I think I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm not really fucking with it no more. So I can see on that aspect coming from a parent's point of view, like where T.I. is talking to King, like, all right, like I'm not about to fucking put all this money and my connections on the line just for you to a year later be like, I don't want to do this shit and you fucking up my name and my reputation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I kind of get it from that standpoint then.
Yeah.
But
And because my daughter has definitely, we have spent money on activities only for her to get into it and not want to, and that's why this year it's been all school fucking events, the free shit. Cause
yeah, all them extra pay shit. You like, nope.
yeah, I said next year I would put her, because my daughter thinks she's going to be the next Rihanna or
Well, she will be. I see it. She got star potential written all over her, and she's a Leo, so
oh my god.
that's that.
Okay. So anywho, there's this thing down here called Hurrah's Players, and it's basically like an acting theater company or something like that. So I
Oh.
told her I was going to pay for that. And there's also this thing called the Governor's School of Arts, where basically it's like two schools. Like you got to go to regular school half of the day, and then you go to the Governor's School of Arts for the second half. And we went to like this little meet and greet for the school.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, you get your core classes out the way at the regular high school. Then you catch a bus to the School of Arts where you do whatever it is your program is in. So they have stuff for like acting, singing, if you want to do something with the instrument, so on and so forth. But
That's lit. I think she would really like that.
I think she would too. But she has to get her fucking shit together, because for
Yeah.
one, that's no fucking game, like trying to juggle those two schools, because
Mm-hmm.
they're that Governor School of Art sounds really demanding.
Like you're
um
gonna have to do your practice, like whether you're doing acting or dancing or singing, you're gonna have to do a lot of practices, but you still can't with the other school let your homework and your
exactly.
academics slack. So it's gonna take some maturity and some focus. But
And then
if
it's
she really want to do it,
right, and then there's a commitment, because it's like you won't really be able to do a lot of after school activities with that. um
mm-hmm.
so it's just a huge commitment. And so, as far as my daughter is concerned, it's just like I'm here to foster creative outlet she wants to do. But when it comes to my money and my
It's like
coin,
let's make sure because how easy. I mean, I guess you don't know, but like I wonder how flexible it is to go from one thing to the next. Because like maybe one maybe she starts out like, all right, I want to do acting in theater. And
mm-hmm,
then like that's it. But then like a year or maybe a half a year into it, she's just like, I'm not fucking with this shit. Like I wonder how easy would it be to be like, all right, well let's transition from acting to like singing or like whatever arts, like not just saying those are the only two arts, but like something else. Because I know you will be hella pissed to like, I'm sure it's like a application and the
it's a
approval
whole
and that type of
process.
shit. Right.
Yeah,
So to go through all of that, she gets accepted and then to get in and be like, I'm not really fucking with this shit or I don't want to do it no more. That's when she's going to get her chest caved in. I know
right.
that's going to be the day. So it's just, I think just make sure that that's what she wants to do and have the conversation. Like, look, if we go down this road to get you in this fucking program, this is what you want to do. Like, you're not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z on top of this. Like, you're literally going to have to focus on this is like your career path and future and education. Like, that's it.
Well,
Like,
that's why. I mean, she's in band right now, and
mm-hmm,
then with the Hurrah's Players or whatever it's called, she'll have the time to hone in on the acting thing. So if that's something that she really wants to do,
mm-hmm.
she'll know, and it'll prepare her for the whole audition process, because you can't just get into school.
Right,
You got it. Like I said, it's a whole thing.
right.
Um, you know, so Is she? I do think you can know what you want to do when you're young, but
Right.
like you said, be mature and all that other good stuff. So I just got to see, and before we get to high school and all that, all that good stuff. I do think
Right.
that it's crazy though that we expect for children to basically make up their mind about what they want to do for the rest of their lives
The rest of their fucking lives, like
at like
literally
16.
by, I was gonna say it can't even be 17 or 18 because by that point you're about to go off to do that shit.
Right.
So you need to start figuring that shit around sophomore, junior year. Like, what the fuck do I want to do? Let me look and see what colleges or schools or training to help foster what the fuck I want to do once I get out of college, like out of high school. Like, fuck, like people, you like to think about that as an adult is fucking mind blowing because the maturity level of a 13 to a 17-year-old is like, get your fucking life. Like, you expect them to make one of the biggest decisions of their lives during puberty and high school years. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, niggas is thinking about turning up, hooking school, and having fun. Like, granted, like, luckily I actually cared about school, but I had friends that gave not one single fuck about if they got a fucking C or a D on their report card. I was stressing the fuck out overseas. Like, what the fuck am I going to tell my parents? Like, they going to think that I'm in this motherfucker bullshit. Like, I A's and B's is only allowed in this fucking house. So, like, how am I about to explain this fucking C? And Lord, I almost died when this damn one semester, this fucking teacher gave me a D.
Yeah.
Look, I said, look, you gonna have to talk to my parents because it was on some bullshit, but that's a whole nother tangent. But like, it wasn't my fault.
No,
But
that's not a tangent. Let me tell. No, I got a D once in high school, and you would have
mhm.
thought that I got pregnant in high school. My father flipped the fuck out. But whole time, my raggedy ass brother GPA was never higher than like a 2.0, and I was looking at my dad like, my nigga, y'all praise him when he comes home with a 2.0. A bitch get a D one time, and
And then like the world and fell apart. No, it was not my fault. Like literally. So
oh
as
shit.
growing, no, this is gonna be a story since we're going into this tangent. Listeners, y'all just hold on and listen to this damn story. So look, I was, I want to say, I was like a methodical, which could come off sneaky, but I knew the rules. So I
Oh
knew
damn.
how far I can take it, but could still be a good student. So I would hook school. I was a student athlete, but I still was on the fucking honor society and all other shit. So I know how many absences, nigga, I could have before niggas was calling my parents' house. I knew what my syllabus for this class looked and what grades I needed to get to stay within a certain grade. So I knew how much I could fuck up, and like I would gauge that at a young age, and to this day it still works for me great. But look, I was in this class, DC history, fucking classes that they make you take, and I don't remember shit from that fucking class. Anyway, DC history class is mandatory. You have to take it in order to graduate at my school. I don't know if it's changed in DC, but that's what the fuck it was going on there. And I look at the syllabus. The syllabus, like, it breaks down like, okay, your grade is composed of this percentage of a test, this percentage of homework, this percentage of papers. That's it. Oh, and I think attendance was another percentage, but that makes up what your whole grade will be for that year. So, granted, I'm telling you that, okay, I'm a good student, but like, I'm an asshole. Like, I talk a lot, like, I play, like, I do that because one, I'm young and childish, but like, whatever. Like, that's just my personality. So, we talkative in class, and the teacher's fucking annoyed because like we're like talking over him or we're playing or whatever. The motherfucker says, this semester y'all getting all D's. We laugh him out because literally we're all seniors in this class. Like, you got me fucked up. Like, we need this shit to graduate. Then you got to fucking give us D's because we laughing like you could suck my, yeah. So we still not taking the motherfucker seriously. Progress reports come out and we got straight D's. I like to die because by my senior year, like literally, I already know I'm going to the military. I need to fucking have this GPA. Like, this about to be my mate. Like, my shit is already lined up. So I'm like, a D does not fit in my fucking plan. Pause. So I tell my
It's in
dad,
mine.
I tell my dad he's not with the shits either. So he just like, nah. Basically, long story made a little bit less long. my dad fucking read him and was like, this is the fucking syllabus. Nowhere is behavior a percentage of the fucking grade. You can't sit up here and give a class full of seniors a D because you don't like the fucking way that they're behaving. If you want them to fucking straighten up, put in your syllabus that 40% of the fucking grade is behavior, and maybe they'll shut the fuck up. But if you're saying that all the fuck that matters is the test scores, show me in all her work and her attendance that it equals out to a D. And the nigga definitely had to change my fucking grade.
But although I get where your father is coming from, let me just say that Leos are master manipulators. The end.
I mean, my dad is a Leo as
I
well.
know.
So
I said what I said.
We got that motherfucking grade change though, bitch.
Oh my goodness.
I say all that to say. I don't know. Listeners are like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
No bullshit. We done bared all the way
leaving
off.
the nest.
Okay, well, my baby don't have to leave. Well, no, she got to leave the nest because that mouth.
The way you was talking, I was about to say, the way you was just talking about 40 minutes ago, you was like, no more children, she gonna have to get the fuck out. They like, my baby can stay as long as she wants. Virgos don't know what the fuck they want. Make me sick. Look, our children can stay until they fucking get their shit together. Yeah. And there's no hard age for that. So I can't say 22 versus 18 versus 25. But what you're not going to do is use me. If you sitting up on my couch, especially a son, bullshitting, scratching your nuts, eating up all my fucking food, you getting the fuck out. Like you and my husband boxing. I'ma slap box you afterwards and you gotta go. But yeah, you just got to know your children's maturity level and make sure that they have a plan and actually help your fucking children. Stop giving your fucking kids the goddamn boot. Just like real birds. That's why they say leaving the nest too early. Because just like fucking birds, if you let birds or you kick a bird out of a nest too fucking early, their goddamn wings don't work and they'll fucking fall, fail, and die. So look, let your fucking children blossom, figure out what the fuck they're going to do, help them come up with a fucking plan that's realistic to get them to their damn goals, assist them where you're not like doing every fucking thing, but help them before you kick them the fuck out. That's coming from Dice. That's my opinion.
Shay is only going to add that I do have a hard age. You cannot stay in my house beyond 30. Like, yikes.
But what if she leaves and come back?
Leaves.
And she's 30.
Like, what happened? Did she
like she went to no, she went off to college, came back, and maybe like a situation where like she got a job out of college, but it's just not making enough for her to get her own spot.
I mean, like 8 years later, because college you usually get out.
So is that a yes or no? Is that a yes or a no? Because what if she went to grad school? What if she went to grad school and medical school? What if she went to all of them schools?
If that's the case, then yes. But if her ass went and got a bachelor's degree, then honey, yeah, we're going.
I'm glad you wasn't my damn mom, because look.
No, I mean,
I would have been like at the daggone strip club, shaking this fluff, like.
But I also plan on having a plan. Like, I'm not going to kick you out the nest, but we're going to have a sit down and talk about your finances. We're going to talk about a savings type of plan. Like, we're going to have goals. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think my problem was like my plan got blown out the water. So the plan that I had from high school, when that shit got blown up, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing now. So, and that means you should also have a plan B, because in life you might have a plan to do something and go down this career path, and life will hit you hard and something might happen. So you need to have a backup plan. I, Dice, did not have a backup plan, and that's why I'm sitting in the situation I'm in now. But that's why my children won't be sitting in that situation, because I'm not going to let them have to go through the struggle that you other Black folks make your children go through, that they don't have to go through, to make them learn lessons that you can teach them without actually going through all the fucking heartache that you went through.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm not doing that. So
yeah, take that. Rat-tat. Okay. Did you I was gonna say shows? I don't know.
I have watched. I skimmed through Love and Hip Hop, so I caught the main plots because that show is cringy.
It stresses you out. I know.
I watched.
For y'all that watch Game of Thrones, that joint came back this week. And like I told y'all on previous episodes, I made it through my binge in time with even 24 hours to spare,
Ooh.
watching all 7 seasons.
Watch
No,
out now.
but listen, I actually thought that I was going to make it, like I was going to have to watch some episodes like that Saturday, but I didn't know that episode 7 only had 7 episodes. I
Yeah.
thought I had 3 more episodes. So when I was on DV, I was like, oh, I only got 1 more? Oh, bitch, this is about to be a breeze, nigga. I'm done. I was pressing shit to hit y'all in the group chat. I was like, I'm ready. Hey.
So do you like the show? Like, honestly?
Yeah, bitch, I wouldn't have made it through all 7
Oh,
seasons.
that is true.
I would have definitely let y'all know, like, all right, like 2 seasons in, like I get it, but like, nah, that shit lit. Like, I'm mad that I was that stubborn for that long. I can admit, like, literally my friends have been trying to get me to watch Game of Thrones for fucking ever, and I was just not feeling the thought of like the old times
Thou.
and dragons and the House of Stark. Like, I was not fucking. What the fuck are you talking about? But the more you start watching it, and it's just so much shit that goes on that's so lit, like the action, the comedy, the drama, like all of this shit. It's like, it's a bomb show, and I'm mad that I got put onto it. Not put onto it, but because I got put on early. But I'm mad that I was so stubborn that I didn't look until, okay,
2
like
months
this about
ago.
to be and this about to be the final season. So I'm like, God damn it, I only got 10 episodes to enjoy this shit.
No,
Yeah.
it's only like 7 episodes this season.
Are they only gonna do 7 again?
Like 6 or 7, yeah.
Well, I got a month and a half to enjoy the rest of this whole Game of Thrones fandom. But
I'm trying to get somebody at work to watch it. He feels the same way. And honestly, I didn't start watching it until the last season or the season before or something like that. So I'm the same way because I tried to watch the first episode and I was so bored. I didn't know what to do with myself. Like,
it's funny because the post that I posted on Instagram, like a friend had hit me up and he was like, is that show really that good? Because like everybody kept posting about like this shit coming back. So I actually tried to watch it and fell asleep 30 minutes into the first episode.
Same.
And I was like, look, I felt the same fucking way. And my friends gave me an ultimatum to make it through the first 4 episodes. And if I didn't make it through the first 4, then fuck it. Just is no hope. I said, look, give yourself I said the first episode is a lot because it's explaining a lot that's going to make sense for the next 8 seasons pretty much. I was like, but 4 episodes and I promise you want to keep watching. He was like, all right, I guess I'll try this shit again. So trust me, I can admit that I was like stubborn and I was not here for the shit because of the normal shows that, even like, not even talking about reality shows, take that off the fucking table, but even scripted shows and movies that I like, it just didn't fit into something that I would normally be interested in. So I was just like, yo, this sounds stupid as shit. But though, the writers, the actors, all of them niggas is lit because you got me like, all right, nigga.
Yeah.
What the fuck is about to happen here? And it's not an episode. I don't think after binging 7 fucking seasons where it was an episode, you know how certain, like how y'all all used to watch Walking Dead, and it was certain episodes that you're like, this was like a slow episode, but then it'll be another one that was like, oh shit, this show was bomb. Like, I don't think besides like the first 1 or 2 episodes where it was laying a lot of the backstory, there was not an episode that at the end I wasn't like, God damn. Like, it was always something that I'd be like, God damn, that's crazy. Like, they have really good writers and actors, like, for real, for real.
I have rewatched the whole series earlier this year.
Oh, y'all niggas did.
Yeah, we did.
Y'all got too much time on y'all hands. Because look, if I had been watching it all throughout the years, like, it's no way I would have binged all 7 of them seasons. I'm like, nigga, look, they gonna do a recap. They gonna do a recap at the beginning of season 8. It's gonna put me on.
But so they put this article out that was like, oh, these are the 21 episodes to watch. Like, if you haven't watched the series, but you want to watch this season, that kind of lay out the major plots or whatever, I guess, of the story. And so I didn't watch all 21 because I just didn't have time. Because I think the article came out like the week before.
Oh yeah, that's not enough.
And I was just like, no, I have a life. But I watched some of them, and I was watching it, and I was just like, God damn, this show is good as fuck. Like, it was surprising me to watch those episodes again. I was just sitting there looking at the TV at one point, and Mara was just like, Mom, it's just not that good. I was like, but it really is, though. Like,
the crazy thing is, so like, I don't know, like, so when I was watching it, when I was binging, I'm sure you noticed, like, I wasn't really talking about it much in the group chat. One, because I was scared, because for people who have been watching it over years, you don't know exactly what happened on what episodes. So I was scared to talk to y'all, and y'all might be like, "Oh yeah, because that's when such and such did such
I
and
would have
such,"
did it.
and it didn't happen yet. So like, I literally wasn't talking to y'all about shit that happened, and like, I don't know if in the back of y'all mind I was like, "Is this bitch not really fucking with this show?" But I used to be like, "God damn, I wish I could talk to somebody about this shit." But it was also stuff that like maybe y'all watching it like a second or third time, like y'all would catch shit, because I know Coffee also said like watching it again, he caught shit that he didn't catch like watching the first time. And so it was a lot of stuff that me being a first time watcher, like I didn't understand, or like I was like, what the fuck did that mean? But honey, the blessing about binging is that it fucking had the after show joints where it would break this shit down and explain it. I said, nigga, if it wasn't for that, I would have had to been calling you on one-on-ones and be like, all right, look. So the nigga Cersei said blah 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 blah. Who the fuck was that bitch talking about? But luckily they had that joint and it explained like most of the questions that they probably thought that a watcher would have, or like it explained it. So it just made it a lot easier. It helped a lot. But the show is lit. So
who are you rooting for?
Okay, so it's so funny
I feel
because
like you would like Cersei, honestly.
Oh, and you're dead ass wrong. I hate that bitch. I have hated that bitch from the beginning of the show. So it's funny because my husband, he also binged it way before me though, because this nigga has time on his hands. So he finished his binge way before me, and he used to just be looking like he would want to talk to me about it. He like, all right, I'm not gonna say nothing because like I don't think he wanted to ruin it either. But I would watch shit, or he'd walk in the room while I'm watching shit. And that motherfucking Khaleesi is my bitch. Look, he was like, yo, I always like, yo, the motherfucking mother of dragons. So he was like, you fuck with her heavy. I was like, yo, I fuck with her from the beginning, and John. Like, but I'm oh, if y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all don't watch Game of Thrones, spoiler. Let me put that in parentheses in this episode. If you're planning on doing the binge, then just like fast forward a little bit. But the fact that she ended up being his fucking aunt blows my fucking mind. Like, but then my husband was like, he read some like conspiracy joints. Of course, you know they got the conspiracy joints where they're like they're going to try to make it where they don't think like they're actually related, and then Tyrion is going to end up being a Targaryen too, blah blah. Well, anyway, I can't wait to see whatever the fuck going to happen. It's going to have to be lit, because if this is the season finale, they're going to have to wrap up all these loose ends, and I'm fucking here for it. But I'm definitely rooting for Jon Snow because he is fucking lit. He came back from the dead. He and this bitch. I fucking like Arya because she's a fucking gangster.
Now that's my bitches. I love Arya.
Dog, she's a fucking gangster. She don't give no fucking fuck. None. And then the fucking mother of dragons, because she just like, fuck y'all niggas. Like, you gonna give me mine? I want you don't. Okay, fucking the Curious, fucking burning shit up. Fuck y'all. So
I like Khaleesi. I like her, but I noticed on Twitter the people are turning on her. Like a lot of people used to fuck with her, but on this last two episodes,
I'm not fucking with how she trying to make John check his sister. Like, I mean, well, she don't respect me. Like, bitch, that's his sister, and like she's the lady of fucking Winterfell. Like, I get you to trying to be the queen and shit, but your face gonna look like fucking pie when you find out that John is the rightful heir, bitch. She gonna try to kill that nigga.
I think so too. I really do, and
because she want that shit too bad.
Yeah, she do. I think. I mean, this is my prediction. I think all them niggas is gonna die, and Sansa ass is gonna end up being the queen of all that shit, because people been underestimating her, and I don't like that
whole
bitch.
Time. But look, in the beginning, I didn't bang with her.
I didn't
like,
either.
She was such a fucking dumbass. But yeah,
she got it together
like
last season.
Look, she got her fucking whole life and was look. My favorite fucking not my favorite episode, but one of my favorite episodes is when her and fucking Arya turn on the fucking little finger.
I was so fucking happy when they did that shit. I hated his ass.
And that motherfucker Arya slid that nigga throat. I was like, yes, bitch.
When she did that, I was just like, this is why this is my motherfucking bitch.
Dog, no fucking feeling. She just like, look, bitch. Like, I'm the fucking mini face God Jr. Like, get the fuck out of here. Right. Like, I'm in this bitch.
I mean, I think that John will end up on the throne, but I think he'll have to kill.
He gonna kill.
He gonna have to kill Daenerys in order to do it, which is it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be
heartbreaking because he had his other bitch that died.
Yeah, but
so like
my thing is, at this point, I'm trying not to like anybody too much, because whenever I like people, they die.
dog. Dog. Like, but no, what's fucking crazy is I remember like a couple years ago when you first started watching Game of Thrones, and I remember it's crazy because I wasn't even interested, I wasn't even watching it, but I remember a post that you made on Facebook. You was like, don't fucking like nobody in this show. All these niggas is dead. And it's crazy because in my mind, I was like, why the fuck would you even watch a show like that? But the crazy thing is I remember that all the way to now when I started binging. So in my mind, I was like, all right, like what's the niggas that she talking about? Like,
tell me half them niggas that you like didn't die.
every fucking one, bruh. Like when the motherfucking giant nigga was dying, like hold the door, bitch. I almost cried.
I did too.
Dog.
I was watching it with somebody I'll be shading on later on in this episode. But when I was watching it with her, I was like, nah, my nigga, hold on, what is happening?
Dog, all of that shit, like people that you bang with, you just be like, oh, R.I.P. I guess. Like, goddamn.
That I can't remember his name, but he was fighting that big ass nigga. He thought he won and got caught slipping. And that nigga fucking gouged his eyes out till his head exploded. I remember I put that on Facebook because at that point I was like, this is bullshit, y'all. Why the fuck do y'all have me watching this shit?
Dog. I was like, oh, that nigga got his ass. It's like, nope.
I was so fucking mad. Like, every fucking body I like, because he was just a cocky motherfucker, and I kind of fucked with it.
Right.
But at that point, I was
salty
like,
as shit after that poison in every fucking body. So y'all gonna get this poison.
At that point, I was like, this show is some bullshit.
Dog, you know what pissed me off? That motherfucking the little blood wedding.
The red wedding.
The red wedding when they fucking kill
Rob and his pregnant wife and the mama.
And the moms. Though I was mad as shit, but Ari was lit as shit when she did that motherfucking reenactment. His ass. Got their ass.
When I saw that episode, I was like, but she just killed him. What is going on? Then it dawned on me. I said, oh, this sneaky bitch.
I thought that they was doing a flashback or some shit. So I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, I'm just going to wait to the after show to explain this shit. And then I was like, and then I was listening to the stuff she was saying. I was like, who the... Oh, this that...
Oh, yes.
Did that bitch steal some faces? That bitch got faces in the bag.
I was so confused.
Look, we sorry. They're like, oh, y'all done? Y'all done? I don't watch it.
Okay, we're done, y'all. I could go on, but
we'll talk offline. This is our first time being able to talk about it.
For sure.
So we got a lot of catching up to do. Let's see. Did you watch the uncensored? I guess it's kind of rolling into tea. Did you watch the uncensored with Naturi Naughton?
I did not, because I don't have that channel, because I don't have cable.
So I have it on automatic record on my DVR. Like I had the season recorded because I think in the beginning it was like a couple people that I wanted to see, so I just like put it on automatic record. But my DVR is like 3 sitting on there, and I'll be like, I get to it when the fuck I get to it. Especially since I've been binging on. Let me tell you something. To catch up for this goddamn podcast, I was like, shit, I got a couple days because I've been fucking watching Game of Thrones my whole life. And I got to watch these goddamn shows. So I was just like, all right. But what made me watch it is because I seen on Instagram, honey, little Lispy from 3LW
was spicy.
Mad, spicy as fuck about a fucking story. And so I was just like, oh, this must be real good, because she on the motherfucking shade room doing her own videos and shit and like responding, and the Tory like laughing under her post. I'm just like, this must be lit. So I watched the episode. Like, I didn't watch the whole episode. I watched like the first 35 minutes of it because it covers it like midway in the show. And the story really ain't that serious. Like, I mean, it's that serious, but like for her, the girl, Lil Lispy, I really don't know her name, so I'm just gonna call her Lispy. And y'all know who we talking about. Mm-hmm. She just broke promises. That's who it is. So she made a video and was like, why you still got my name in your mouth? Like, I'm over here trying to be a mom, and here you are. Aren't you like this really good actress? Like, why don't you focus on your career? Why are you talking about me? First of all, it's uncensored, so they asked you to talk about your past, and a lot of her past was 3LW. So did you think they weren't going to ask her about 3LW and how y'all broke up? Right. And the story was actually about the point where she knew it was over with 3LW, and she was just talking about a story about how she was confronting them in one of their trucks where they was, I don't know if they were on tour, where the fuck they was at, what they were doing, but she was just like, Yes, of course they're gonna ask me about it because y'all know y'all trying to kick me out the group. And Lil Lispy took the KFC family meal. It's like it wasn't a family meal, but maybe an individual meal because she said it was chicken and sides. So that's the individual meal. She said she took the plate and threw it in the Tory's face. And she got off the fucking van like, what the fuck? She was like, basically they cuss each other out. And she got off the van and the motherfuckers drove off and they was in like another state. So she had called her parents and her parents was like, get on the first flight, come home. Like, fuck that. You don't need to be treated like that. Long story short, she was like, when she got home, she was just like, all right, well, like, I'm expecting them to call me and apologize. Like, we just had a fight, like, and it was a really bad fight, but like, I'm expecting like for them to hit me up and like, we're going to work it out. But long story short is she ended up getting a letter being like, your services are not fucking needed. You're no fucking longer in 3LW. And also because you're still contractually bound to us, you can't do no fucking music career. So be blessed and have a nice day.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, so that's why she was gone from music, period, for a long time. She said she ended up going to college. She was like, she ended up going to college for political science and minor in psychology because she wanted to get into entertainment law so that she could end up being a lawyer to like represent people like when they like sign a contract so they won't get fucked over pretty much. But along her college career, a couple years into her college career, she started audition. Like a boyfriend she had convinced her to audition for some Broadway plays, and she got noticed, and that's when she did a couple of TV shows, commercials, and then Notorious, and that's when her acting took off. But yeah, that's why she wasn't singing no more because contractually.
I did not know that. That's kind of fucked up.
That's real fucked up. So I will see why she's salty. But I say all that to say is the story was about her background and her career. So the fact that Lispy is like, why the fuck is my name? I'm over here trying to be a mom. Like, why the fuck you still got my name in your mouth? And that's not what happened. We didn't roll out, blah, blah. Like, she's just telling her fucking story. Like, that's what Uncensored is. They talk about their past. Like, yes, your name was brought up because you were in the fucking group as well. Like,
not even just that, but that story has literally never changed because I remember her telling that story like 20 years ago. So
yeah, she even said that. She was just like, I mean, a lot of my fans, y'all already know this story because I was on 106 and Park. No, not she said TRL, not 106. She's like, I was on TRL talking about this as well. Yeah. And like she told the story or whatever. But yeah, if somebody's story is staying the same over 10, 15 years, like I doubt that they lie. And what does she have to lie for at this point? Like,
right. She's all I know is old girl had a song that she put out called Spectacular, where she was talking about her sex is spectacular.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about
the yes. Many years ago, this is like 10 years ago. It was an awful song, and Kid Fury did this review on it on YouTube, and it is in my favorites on YouTube.
I am going to look that shit up tonight because that nigga plays too much.
The song is fucking horrible, but his facial expressions on top of it, girl. Whenever I need a tickle, I go back to that. I'm definitely
going to go look for that shit because he's funny as fuck. His old fucking videos,
yes, everything
priceless. He's so funny. Let's see what else. Oh, so I know last episode we talked about Nipsey Hussle and everything with his shooting and stuff, but as time goes on, more stuff is being released about the shooter. And I was actually listening to, because I thought I pretty much was abreast with like a lot of the developments and shit that was going on with the whole situation, but I was actually listening to the Joe Budden podcast. There was a lot of shit that I didn't know, like about the nigga. Right after he shot Nipsey, he went straight to the mental institute, checked himself in, but apparently that wasn't his first time ever being there. He is actually a regular, and has had a history of a lot of mental issues, I guess is a nice politically correct way to say it. But long story short is he pled not guilty. And they're speculating that it's probably going to be some type of reason of insanity or maybe even like self-defense, because they said that it was and this is what I'm getting conflicted information on, because at first they were saying that he walked up and was talking about like, hey, what's up, and he like kind of like was chit-chatting with Nipsey and then left and then came back and shot him up. But then they're saying that like it was an altercation at some point. So I don't know. I'm sure the facts are all going to come out eventually, especially like with him being in custody and going to go through trial. But I say all that to say is the uproar that I'm seeing online is that this motherfucking lawyer that he got was basically the prosecutor that prosecuted O.J. Simpson. And he caught a lot of slack back then because they're just like, you know, OJ was like the black man's hero, and they just like, come on, like, you the only black person on this damn prosecution team, and here you are trying to take the black man down, whoop, whoop, whoop. And then years later, now you're offering to fucking, you know, basically represent somebody who killed somebody that was so instrumental into that community. But where the side eyes are coming from is niggas is trying to figure out how the shooter is paying for this shit, because it ain't like this dude, his lawyer, and I keep saying dude because I definitely forgot his fucking name, but they're just like, who paid for the retainer for him to have this lawyer? He's not a public defender, so it's not like he got lucky and got the luck of the draw to have this dude represent him, which I guess you can kind of call him a well-known type lawyer or whatever like that. But like Joe Budden was saying, like, if this nigga get off, them conspiracy theories are gonna fucking raise, because like, who's paying for this nigga to have this bomb ass lawyer? And yeah, like,
well, the conspiracy theorists are already out there. They already, you know, listen.
Off the rip, off day one, the conspiracy was out there, because I told you how in the beginning I was like, But then when the fucking facts start coming out, you're like, all right, well, nigga, facts is facts. Like, you can conspiracy theory all you want, but if the facts don't support it, you got to kind of let it go. But when you start seeing other stuff come up, it kind of be like, all right, let's wait to see what the fuck happens with this shit.
I am just going to shut my mouth and see what happens, because...
Yeah, for sure.
You know, sometimes I just speak too soon and things
change. We have done that shit, because look at Jesse.
Look at Michael Jackson.
Look.
You know, they took that whole documentary off of HBO because them motherfuckers was talking about how Michael Jackson molested them in the damn house before the house was even built.
What?
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
No.
Oprah done took down the interviews. HBO done took down the documentary, child.
Oh, shit. I'm glad I watched it while it was up. I would have been mad as shit. I missed it.
So it's just like, I don't fucking know. You motherfucking celebrities are crazy as fuck. And I got my own goddamn life going on. So I'm going to keep up for this podcast, but I'm going to keep my opinions to myself. So conspiracy theories, go off. All I ask is that y'all stop.
Go off.
Stop with these goddamn fucking art creations when y'all putting Nipsey Hussle and Tupac next beside like Nelson Mandela and fucking and MLK. Like, cut it the fuck out. I'm tired of it. I was
fucking weak at the gym. He was like, yo, does MLK got a cup of lean? Like, what the fuck is going on? Yo, I was in fucking tears. I was like, he definitely got the white cup over there in the background. And I was like, why is Bob Marley here? I was like,
for listeners, for like 3 or 4 days straight, I just kept seeing these Hotep ass paintings with like the most randomest people that have died in pictures together, and I will put them on Instagram.
Bitch, the one of them beating up the devil.
I was like, but it was in ghetto heaven, so I was like, well, why is the devil in heaven? I just don't even understand.
Like, and if this is happening, shit.
I want to go to hell. I don't want to be here.
Look,
random.
I was looking for every time I seen your ass had a fucking a little story. I was like, oh, what she got? What she got today?
It was just funny. Like, what is going on? Oh my goodness! I just want y'all to put y'all crayons down. Let's just relax.
Let's
enjoy
just get
the
music. Information and see what the fuck happens. Okay, like, don't put it to art.
Yeah.
And if you do, keep it in your sketchbook. Don't put it on fucking social media, please. Don't do it.
Because every time y'all do, I have questions.
Them shits definitely didn't make no sense. Like, wait a minute, these ain't even all singers. Wait a minute, why is that nigga like that? What is he? Is he dapping the nigga up? Like, I'm confused.
Jesus.
Definitely comedy.
Speaking of Nipsey Hussle, we haven't recorded in 2 weeks, I guess, or however long. So the funeral, I did watch it. I watched 2 hours of it because I had a life, no shade. That was a long ass funeral. But let me tell you, there were certain moments where a bitch almost got choked up. Like the brother with his thug ass, he was trying to hold back the tears, but you knew the tears was there. Then the tears came.
Yes.
I was just like, oh my goodness, when the kids went up
there,
Lauren, but they didn't want to talk. Lauren was up there. I was just like, what in the hell? I didn't even listen to this nigga's music until he died. Like, why am
Right.
I so emotionally
And
attached
then
to
when
this?
that people that attended, like they was uploading pictures of the like the what is it called? I don't want to say brochure because that's not the word.
I know what you're talking about, not
Yeah,
brochure.
the booklet. How about we gonna call it
Yeah.
the booklet? They probably listening screaming at the fucking radio. Bitches, this such and such. All right, well we can't hear you. God damn it. So they was posting pictures of that, and they had different people like some celebrities, some family members, where they would like share pictures of them together, and then like they would write a little passage and stuff like that. So that shit was like, oh fuck, like y'all trying to make me cry. Good grief.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely was touching. But it was definitely a testament to show how much he was loved and like how much he did, because like 100%, even though I knew who the fuck he was, like I definitely didn't know he did that much for his community.
Yeah,
Honestly
me
and truly,
either.
I didn't know. And it literally hasn't been one person that has said anything like, oh fuck that nigga, that nigga was weak. Like everybody has had positive stuff to say to him, how like he was so about his community and uplifting his people. It was like, damn, that's crazy as shit.
Yeah.
But rest in peace, and prayers to his family as well, because I'm sure that shit is still hard. And
Yeah.
the crazy thing, I saw something online where like either the end of this month or next month, Lauren London either a new show or a
It's a
new
show.
movie. Yeah. And so the promo is going to start for that shit. And like I know she just not looking forward to this shit. I'm sure motherfuckers gonna be bringing this shit up,
Yeah.
but
She
that's
might
gonna be
not.
hard.
Maybe she won't do the little press tour
The
run. You
promo.
never know.
Yeah, maybe they'll give her, because this got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like a really, really traumatic thing. I saw the tattoo. You see the tattoo that she
Yeah.
got? Yeah, that joint was bomb. Whoever did it was lit. I'm like, if I get portraits,
A lot of you
which
niggas have been getting his tattoo too, and I honestly think people are weirdos when they do that. But
it's probably
go
because
off.
Black Ink Crew had the little joint where if you get a Nipsey Hussle inspired tattoo, they do it for free, and they had lines of people coming out there just to get free tattoos, and it had to be like Nipsey Hussle, so it might be them niggas. They went up to New York.
I mean, it's not even just them, but like people who get random people that they don't
Yeah,
know on them, like
like Drake getting a
Drake.
Leah.
Yes, I thought just about
I
to say
think
that. Like,
that's so
what's
fucking
going
creepy.
on? Like, you
Yeah.
were like 14 when she died.
Dog, you
Simmer,
did not even meet her. If you did, it was
simmer.
probably as a fan. Like, I need you to get your life.
Uh,
Yeah.
go off, guys.
Right. Whatever gets you through your morning.
Right.
Let's see. Good bad release.
Oh, can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So the good, like I said, I get to have a week of peace or a
Mm-hmm.
few days, and I won't say a week, I have a few days of silence, relaxation, and I'm here for it.
Right.
But I'm really here to be shady today because, I don't do shit. I literally wake up in the morning, I go to work, I come home, I take care of my kid, my dogs, and I go to bed and do it all over again. I be minding my
Mm-hmm.
business. Now,
Right.
I'm not going to say that I haven't had my fair share of mess,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I ain't really been in no mess in like at least 5 years. Like I've been trying to grow and all that
Trying to
other
lay
good
low.
stuff.
I can attest. You have definitely grown.
So one of my friends sent me a screenshot of
Oh.
an ex-friend of mine who made a comment on the socials of the medias.
Uh-oh.
And my friend was like, oh, bitch, she talking about you, LOL. Now, I
That's so
don't.
shady. Look, she like, here's this receipt, and I'm out.
Right. Now, I don't know if she was talking about me or not, but what I do know is that I haven't talked to this bitch in over a year. Oh, like
Why do
over
I
a.
feel like I know who you're talking about
You
at all
know
these
who it
parties?
is.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to just
It's
listen.
it's been over a year since we have even spoken. I had asked at one point because I still to this day don't even know what the fuck the issue is, and that's fine because don't nobody owe nobody explanation. If you want somebody out your life, then they just need to be out your life, and that's fine.
Right.
But because of our relationship, I did think that at the very least she could have been like, bitch, cause your breath stink and I don't want to hang out with your stinky breath ass no more. Like just common courtesy. That's
Right.
just because that's what I would have done. Like
Right.
you're gonna know why I'm not fucking with you no more.
Right.
That's not what she did. That's fine. With that being said, bitch, why the fuck if you were speaking about me. Why in the fuck are you still so goddamn pressed? I just have to I'm releasing this because I don't understand why you haven't released whatever the issue fucking is. I never knew what the fuck it was. I don't understand, like, I just don't understand the issue, sis. I
Well, you
want
gonna have to
everybody
send me what this post was because I want to know the tea. Look.
I want everyone to just like like let it go. Like, let it go. I need
Right.
people to release their immaturity and just move the fuck on. When I don't fuck with people no more, they know why. And that's just the end of it. And if somebody brings their name to my attention, I probably will say some little slick shit, but I'm not going out my way to make comments on a relevant ass post about, because I had a friend who acted like da 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 in quotation marks.
Mm.
Bitch, worry about your life,
Oh,
your edges,
I feel like
your
it's going to be shady.
whatever. I said I was going to be shady this episode because I have not fucking said anything about this. But here's my thing. If me and you were really, really good friends, I'm never going to act like we weren't good for a point. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, that's fake as fuck.
Right.
But all that, I is one thing I don't like is that social media bullshit. Like,
Right.
I really looked for the comment because I couldn't find it, because I definitely wanted to answer the question that she had.
Oh,
Because she
bitch.
had a question. I wanted to be like, this is what it is. It's because what we're not going to do, don't don't do the social media thing with me,
Oh,
because
I'm
we
so
have
glad you could
phones.
find it. Yeah,
We
that
have,
too.
and I went back and looked for it again today
Oh,
because
no, please, Lord.
I'm a petty ass bitch when I want to be. Let me just zen out with my crystals and leave me the fuck alone. Like, just don't like me in peace. That's it.
Right.
Like, just don't like me in peace. Release that shit, sis. It's not that serious. I don't feel like nothing happened between us that was that serious, because if it did, we would have fought. Like, and right now, the fact that you're still talking about me over a year later, I feel like you want to. So
Oh.
let's release the immaturity or let's fight. That's where I'm at.
So what
And
crystals can you pick up that
I'm not picking up no crystals because I'm in a period of no fucks given. I have no problem with staying in my lane. I'm down here minding my own business, but I be up in DC all the time. I'm gonna be up there soon. So just let me know what y'all want to do. Like,
Oh my
let
God.
me know, people. And
You
as
have
far
grown so
as
much.
I have, but
And they bring you back to the old Shay.
and I just that's what I'm saying. Jesus. Jesus, that's all I'm saying. Like, leave me be, people. Leave me be. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. It's people that I do not speak to anymore, that I don't speak about anymore. Like, so I'm not releasing shit. I'm asking that you release that.
Release it.
You release that. Get right in your spirit. Go to church. Get you some crystals. Meditate. Go do some yoga, some Pilates. Do something. Go get some fucking dick. Like, goddamn, you
Oh,
got live-in dick and
oh,
you worried about
oh,
me. All right, child.
oh, okay.
Be blessed, boo. Because I know
All
she be
right.
listening.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus.
Jesus.
All right. So,
Jesus. That was
listeners, I need
Shay.
y'all to pray for Shay
Mm-hmm.
for deliverance because we don't need the old Shay to come back. She has grown and evolved so much that we want her to keep going in this path of light. Woosah.
I don't have no dick, so I got a lot of pent up frustration. I'm y'all know. Leave me the fuck alone.
Blaming JT and Safari.
Every week.
Every week. Y'all are the blame. Um, so mine is okay, so I'm sure I've said it before, but I'm really coming to the realization today that motherhood is hard as fuck.
Just
Um
today.
yeah. I mean it's times where I'm just like, oh, this shit is so fucking annoying or oh these kids, but like I don't know, like emotionally it's hard. Like not just like, okay, I'm tired and you're like running me ragged. Like emotionally I'm spent. So I always say because growing up I didn't have a really close relationship with my mom, even though like we lived in the same household, like there was no issues. Like she for some reason just didn't bang with me and I was just over her shit and we both wanted me to get the fuck out of her house as soon as I graduated high school. But you know, we ended up being cool. over my adult years. So I always made it my mission, especially since my daughter was my first child, to always, even though we're gonna have that mother-daughter relationship, to always make her feel like she could talk to me about anything. And if it was anybody in the world that you knew that would have your back, regardless of what you're going through, it would be me. No matter how upset I am with you, no matter like if you get in trouble, I'll beat your butt. Like I'm going to always have your back, and nobody's going to love you in this world more than me. That is my number one thing as a mom, to instill in my daughter, so she don't feel like she's alone in this world and nobody loves her, because some of these kids out here taking their damn lives because they feel like no nobody love them,
Right.
ain't nobody gonna miss them. So I just need to have it ingrained in my children's head that like, no, your mommy, your life to mommy. So I just need you to know that if you don't think nobody else love you, mommy loves you, and I'm gonna ride for you regardless. I might tell you later on that you sucked for doing that, but I'm gonna fucking have your back. So I say all that to say that I always have conversations like it every day about how is my daughter's day at school, like how's everything going. She like literally tells me everything, like, oh well, we did this and we had this for breakfast, we have this, blah blah. So in my mind, like we have over conversation. Like we even had a conversation, which was crazy. I actually meant to hit you up. We had a conversation about boys.
Ooh.
No. Yeah, I know. Like not the conversation, but like she was saying like how some kid, because new listeners, my daughter is in the first grade. She's about to be 7 in like a week. So yeah, young. But she was talking about how it's some girls that like think that some boys are cute and the boys think that they're cute. And I was like, well, is there any boys that you think are cute? And so we started that conversation, but I haven't had that conversation. And it was weird, but I wanted to make sure that like I don't want you to feel like it's weird to talk to me about anything. Like, talk to me. So anyway, long story short, I'm getting off of work today, and I had to run some errands with my mom, and the kids were with my mom this weekend because like I said, we went to the bar crawl, so they stayed there. And so my mom was like, have you, my mom calls her Pumpkin. She was like, have you talked to Pumpkin? Like some girl talk lately? And I was like, yeah, I just talked to her like 2 days ago. Like, because I was thinking about the whole boy conversation. I'm like, yeah, then like when we're in the car together, like we always chit chat and stuff about random stuff. Anyway, I was like, why was on? She was like, yeah, I think you need to talk to her. She said it was some kids at her school bullying her. So my fucking heart dropped.
Mm.
Because let me tell you something. That is one thing, y'all, that like I wish as a parent that I would never have to go through, is my child being bullied. That's not something that I have ever had to deal with growing up, because I feel like I had a voice to speak up for myself, and I wasn't scared to speak up for myself, and if need be, throw hands. But like I just was never the personality type that you could bully. Like if you join on me, I'm gonna say something back, and we just gonna go back and forth until somebody fucking feelings hurt, and then that's gonna be it. But like you're not gonna say nothing to me and feel like I'm not gonna say nothing back. And I've mentioned it before in previous episodes. My daughter is not that. She doesn't like confrontation, and she's very timid at times when it comes to saying her opinion in like maybe uncomfortable situations. So I just never wanted to be a situation where any of my kids were being bullied, because I just knew I would lose my freedom and run into a school and put hands on a child. It is what it is. I mentioned it before. But my mom was like, yeah, she was saying that her and one of her good friends are being bullied about their hair. So that took me back another moment, because I'm just like, hold on.
Her hair
Are
is
these?
lit.
But so she has been wearing braids for, or not the same braids, so listeners kiss my ass, but like this season for cheer, their hairstyle is in braids. So like, I've been getting them redone for every competition. So most of the school year, or the second part of the school year, her hair's been in braids. But she's had like a 3-week break in between competitions, because her last competition is next week. So like her braids are out, so she's been having it like in a little bun, because like then got used to having braids, so I don't feel like waking up in the morning to like plait her hair and stuff. So like I'll do it and put it in like a bun and slick it back, blah blah. So I don't know if these comments were when she had the braids or in the past week and a half when she's had the bun. But I know I was hot, and I was like, I'm definitely going to talk to my daughter as soon as I pick her up from school. So thank you for the heads up. So I'm trying to be calm, because I don't want her to feel like I'm upset with her, but I'm low-key upset with her. So I'm just like, so is there anything that maybe you have told grandma recently that you didn't tell mommy? Like I couldn't figure any other nice way to say it. And she was just like, and she's thinking hard, like, no. I'm like, think hard, like something important that you know that mommy will want to know. And she's like, I'm sorry, mom, I forgot. I don't know what you're saying. So then I'm even more annoyed, like, in my mind, I'm like, how the fuck you forget that you being bullied? Like, what you mean? So I'm just like, so you didn't have a conversation with grandma and told her that like some kids at your school were bullying you? And she was like, oh yeah, some of which I hate the fact that she calls everybody her friends. She's like, yeah, some of my friends are making fun of me, and I forgot the other little girl's name that she's really, really cool with. And I was like, well, why are they making fun of you? And she was like, well, they're saying that our hair looks crazy. And I was like, your hair looks crazy. Why? Like, what's wrong with your hair? And she was like, I don't know, because my friend's hair is just like perfectly fine. And I think my hair is okay. I was like, your hair is fine. There's some fucking haters. And the next, like, I just start going into like angry mode because I'm just like, you need to tell them the next time that they say something is crazy, you say theirs is crazy too. Like, I need you to speak up for yourself, because kids are going to fuck with people that they feel like isn't going to stand up for themselves, or they can get a laugh off. So if they say, oh, your shoes is messed up, and you go and you cry and everybody laughing, then you're going to be the go-to person and be like, oh, well, let me get some laughs because I'm going to join on her. And then that's when I'm going to go up to the school and fight them all. So I'm just like, look, I'm not saying going out here and fight nobody, but I feel like you need to speak up for yourself, or you need to just have tougher skin and not let it affect you. And she was just like, I know, but it kind of hurts my feelings because I thought they were my friends. And I was like, and that's another problem. Everybody is not your friend. And I had to realize I can't teach her these, I don't want to say adult concepts, because I want to say like maybe like preteen concepts, because she's still young. I'm just
No,
like,
that's
yo,
not preteen because Mars still don't understand that.
so I guess all the way to teenage then was, I guess,
Yeah.
when they'll start taking heat. I'm just like, everybody's not your friend. And it's going to be people that one day they're going to be cool and play with you, but the next minute they're probably talking behind your back, laughing at you like, look, that bitch jeans, blah, blah. So like, no, like, kids are catty, and the good friends that you do have, just even if it's one or two, like, just rock with them. And a third and lastly, why am I the last person to know about this? Like, I was really in my feelings. And she was just like, I don't know, I'm sorry, blah, blah. And then she started crying. So I'm just like, look, I'm not yelling because I'm upset. I'm just like, yo, what about me? Like, I feel like you told grandma before me. Like, what you mean? Like, I talk to you every day, and we've talked about stuff that ain't just the normal, like, hey, I had Rice Krispies for breakfast. Like, why do you not think that this is something that mommy will want to know? So we kind of had the conversation about that, and then I had to like reel it back because I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot she's sensitive. So like, I gotta, spoon. But I say all that to say that, like, it's so difficult because I just wish sometimes I could just take like a piece of me and like put my personality into my daughter just for like a day. Like, you don't have to beat me all the time, but just like to just stand up for yourself. Like, I want you to have the confidence to not go through this shit. And I never went through it, so I don't. Maybe I need to talk to some of like my friends that maybe when they were in school they were more shy and like not went through that, but kind of like didn't necessarily have the nerve to stand up for themselves, because in my mind I don't get it. And I'm just like, speak and just say it, and I don't understand all the sensitivity and stuff. But motherhood is hard as fuck because like I need my freedom because I need to be with my kids, but at the same time, like, I want to protect my kids, and I feel like fighting kids. Like, I was 2 seconds from going up to the school and being like, so I need to talk to X, Y, and Z, and I need to know why they're making fun of my kids' hair. Are they white? Are they not black? Like, what's the reason why we're talking about my daughter's hair here? Like let's get to the root issue. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to be that mom. We're at spring break now. School season's about to be over. Like, let me just woosah and try to pep talk my daughter. But I need to release any actions that could land me in jail because my family needs me. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. Like, when you feel like you have this whole mommy thing, or, not to be sexist, I guess dads, the ones that are out there doing their thing. Like, when you think you have it figured out, it's just like, this shit hit you like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like as a mom, I've said the word fuck so many times, like whether it's what the fuck or fuck this shit or fucking fuckity
Fuck
fuck.
be fuck.
Right, fuck this shit. Like, I don't know. This shit is rough. And like, I don't know. I doubt myself as a mom a lot on if I'm doing a good job, if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm fucking my kids up, if I'm doing a better job than what my parents did. Like, I don't know. And it's stressful because I feel like it's really a big burden to me because I don't want to fuck my kids up. Like, I don't want a couple of frustrations and me and like spazzing on not doing something properly, and then like my kids need counseling growing up, because it's like the smallest fucking things that adult might not think is big, like could carry on with you for life. Like it's stuff that I remember as a kid that I'm sure my fucking family or adults don't even fucking remember. Like, bitch, you still remember that shit? So I just don't want to fuck up my kids, and there's a lot of pressure. Like I stress about it a lot, and I need to release the stress. I need to just know that I'm doing a good job. I can always do better, but dog, this shit hard, bro.
Girl, I'm fucking Amara up. I already see it. But I'm also like showing Amara that I'm a human being first. Like, yes,
Right.
I'm her mother, but I was here before she got here. You know what I'm saying? And not even just that, but because I had her so young, I had to do a lot of growing up while also still trying to take care of her. So
Right. Right.
I made a lot of mistakes. And Amara would tell me straight up, like, yeah, I remember when X, Y, and Z happened. And, you know,
You
I
like,
already,
dang.
yeah. And all I can do is just take it because, I mean, that's her experience. And I already know what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know. I just feel like you beat yourself up too much because while I do feel like I am fucking my child up, I also feel like I'm a good ass mom.
Right.
I feel like you can be both. I feel like you are allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to get frustrated with your kids because these motherfuckers are bad as fuck.
Look.
And you know what I'm saying? You can literally lay out the motherfucking map for them that all they got to do is just, hey, step 1, if you do this, this is where you'll be, and they'll still fucking do whatever the fuck they want to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I was You just got to stop beating yourself up. Like, you're a good mom. If you weren't, I wouldn't hang out with you. I don't hang out with bad mom. No, you're laughing. I was friends with this one bitch, and I stopped being friends with her because I was like, oh, so you brought your nigga a birthday gift, but then you can't do nothing for your daughter's birthday party 3 weeks later? I can't relate. Mm-mm.
Ooh.
We were instantly not friends. I was just like, I don't know what's happening here. Like, I can't hang out with you.
Priorities.
Yeah, it
Golly.
was a hot ass mess. So I don't know. And then as far as like the bullying thing, um, that shit's not going to go anywhere,
Yeah, I know.
especially because she's not. Uh,
Assertive at all.
yeah, like my daughter a couple months ago, we were having a conversation, and I got so angry, I started crying in the restaurant because she's telling me how this little boy is just calling her ugly, and
Oh yeah, I remember that
yeah,
story.
she's just like, well, you know, my parents don't think I am. And he's like, well, they a damn lie.
Oh,
And
I would have fought that
yeah.
nigga.
And we looked for him at her band recital because he plays an instrument, and we were looking for him, and we could not find him because her father had came down here too. We was
Oh, y'all
looking for
was
that
about to
ass.
ante up.
Yeah. I'm not playing them games. Like, kids are going to be kids. I get
Right.
it. Every kid ain't going to like my child. My whole thing
Right.
is just respect. Like, you don't have to like me. Just leave me the fuck alone.
And that's my whole thing. Like, okay, you can think that my hair is crazy. Like, leave me and my friend the fuck alone. And obviously, like, y'all some haters because you didn't even just say to my daughter, you said it to her friend. So, like, y'all probably think they cute and your game weak. So you don't know whatever way to have conversation with them. So, like, you like, oh,
That's
your
what I
hair's
told
wild.
Mara.
I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, don't fuck with my kid, bro. Like, I'm so overprotective of people that I love. So you already know I'm about to fuck. The fucking mother of dragons is what I'm telling you. Don't fuck with my fucking dragons. I'm fucking going wild out. Fucking Khaleesi in this bitch. You about to go. But no, for real. Like, I don't know. I was just, yeah, it kind of choked me up a little bit because I was like, yo, I just want the best for my daughter. But at the same, I want to have that open communication because I know it's going to get to a point where our children are going to have lives that we don't know everything that's going on in their lives. And I just want to hold on to this little bit of innocence the last 5 minutes or so that I have.
Because that's all
And
you got,
that's all
motherfucker.
the fuck I got, bro. And it's fading quick. So I just want to, at a minimum, feel like even if you don't tell me everything, like the important stuff, like just I don't want to be in the dark of every fucking thing and have to sneak and look at your fucking text messages or your journal and shit to see what's going on in life.
I'm doing all that shit. I mean,
I'm gonna be doing that shit too, but
Mara talks to me though, but there are certain things. I mean, it's just it comes with the territory. Of course, as they get older, they're not gonna share everything with you.
yeah.
But
And as kids, we didn't either. So
right, but I, as far as our dogs are concerned, I feel like, for one, I'm advocating violence. I feel like our daughters just need to beat one person ass one good time
and
for
niggas won't leave them
everybody else
alone.
to leave them alone, because they really just be minding their business. Like,
For sure.
they don't be fucking with nobody. Both of them just want to be friends with everybody for some goddamn reason.
Right. They too fucking nice,
Yeah.
bruh. And so green to be like, oh, why don't they like me? Fuck
Yeah.
that bitch.
Right. I just feel like they just need to be one person ass. I told Mark straight up, you need to start punching people in the mouth, because they couldn't be talking to me crazy at 11. I'd be damned.
God did this on purpose. God knew me and you personality and gave us daughters the exact opposite. We're like, God damn it. Beat that bitch ass. Like, nope.
I'm just like, what in the hell is going on here? Like, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm releasing that. I know I'm not horrible. I just want to do better.
I just want to make it. I ain't trying to do better no more.
All right, listeners. So we I can't deal.
The kids are gonna drive you crazy.
Yeah, you stress about doing everything perfect, which there's no perfect parents out here. Nowhere. Everybody's fucking up, even if they posting it on the fucking gram. Like, everything is perfect. There's some shit behind the doors. Like, they kirking or crying or something, giving their kids Benadryl at night. They doing something. They ain't that. Life ain't that perfect. These fucking kids, wow.
I just told my daughter. I told her straight up, if you think that you about to stress me the hell out, you got
another thing coming. I just knew your ass was gonna say that.
Be damn.
I deserve better. Mama D say I deserve, nigga. I deserve.
Fucking right. I cannot wait for our children to get old enough to reflect and know, like, what we did for them.
They was really looking out.
Like, for real. Like, what, my mama crazy as fuck. However, X,
she
Y,
was
and Z.
damn fucking right.
Yes.
I'm be sipping wine like, toast. Come on, Shay. Glasses up.
Right.
They finally got it.
And I wish that heifer would put me in a home, because if I die, I'm coming for all her shit. I'm haunting the fuck out of her.
I don't think she would. I know my daughter wouldn't put me in a home. I got that on lock. My son, I don't know. That nigga seems erratic.
Lil Saint would never.
He be like, God damn it, you snoring too loud. Home, bitch. Like, God damn. Gotta pack up my shit because I was snoring. You got it. You got it, son. Get my bag. Can I get a ride?
Jesus.
Anyway, listeners, we thank y'all for tuning in to episode 33. As always, we ask you to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure y'all go on Instagram and Twitter, because we'll be on that at the Chatty Pattys. Then you can hit up our website. Also, on our social media, on our Instagram page, we have a little link where you can basically get all the links to everywhere we're streaming, as well as our website, which is www.thechattypattys. And yeah, we thank you guys for listening, and we hope you guys tune in next week.
Bye.
Bye.